Hi everyone, this is Jamie here from TechnicalCafe.com. Welcome to your first Java tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to talk a little bit about what Java is, what we can actually do with Java, and how to go about setting up our computers so that we can actually start writing some Java code. So I guess the first thing we should talk about is what Java is, and that is Java is a multi-purpose high-level programming language, and you might compare it to C++. They have many of the same features. Java is an object-oriented programming language, meaning many things are interpreted as objects and acted on as if they were an object, and we'll learn more about that later. And Java is also a programming language that is considered platform independent or platform neutral, meaning you can write Java code once and you don't have to recompile it for every operating system like Linux, Windows, Mac, cell phones, or anything like that. You just write it once and you can run anywhere, provided that there's something called the Java Virtual Machine, or JVM, installed on that computer or device. So because of this, we're going to actually need to download a few things, which we'll get to in a second. But so Java can be used to write software, programs. You can also use it to write web applications. Some computer games are based in Java, and you can write drivers and all types of things with Java, again, because it's a multi-purpose programming language. So what we're going to need to start programming Java is actually the Java runtime environment, and many of you will probably already have this already if you use Java on any day-to-day basis on your computer, and some of you will just probably have it anyway and not even know it. So if you don't, or you'd like to update to the latest version, you can head on over to java.com and hit the download button here, and it should allow you to download the version of Java that's appropriate for your computer or device. Alright, moving on from that, we're going to need the Java Development Kit, or JDK, which allows us to actually write and compile our Java code. Without it, we'd be able to still write our Java code, but we wouldn't be able to compile it and actually run it and see what it works like. So you can download that at oracle.com, and if you just type into Google Java Development Kit or JDK download, you can actually pretty much just click on the first link and it'll take you there. So there's two options here to download the Java Development Kit. You can just download the Java platform, or you can download the JDK with NetBeans. And NetBeans is what's called an Integrated Development Environment, or IDE, and that's going to allow you to write your Java code. And if you've used NetBeans before, or you want to try NetBeans, go ahead and do that. We're going to be using an IDE that's called Eclipse, and an IDE is basically just a program that you can use to write software and compile the software, test the software, debug programs, and everything like that. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. With languages like HTML or anything, you don't really need an IDE, though some of them may exist for it, but when you're programming languages like C, C++, Java, in most cases you're going to want a Java IDE, or IDE for whatever language that you're going to start writing code in. Otherwise you'll have to compile it on the command line or something like that, and that can get pretty complicated and time consuming. So if you want to download Eclipse, which is what we're going to be using in these tutorials, you just head on over to eclipse.org, and Eclipse is used by a lot of professionals and hobbyists and stuff like that. It's a pretty good IDE. It's considered a powerful IDE. There's a lot of features that you can use and plugins that are available, and you can actually program a bunch of different languages in Eclipse, like C, C++, PHP, provided you download the right plugins and whatnot. So you can download Eclipse at eclipse.org, head on over to downloads, and just download the IDE for Java developers. So once you've downloaded that, we can begin programming, but really quickly I just want to show you one more thing, and that is Dr. Java. This is the IDE that I learned on. It's a lot simpler to use than Eclipse. It doesn't have as many features, however, but it's good for beginners. It features syntax highlighting and stuff like that. So you might want to also check out Dr. Java. But regardless of which IDE you're using, the development process should pretty much still be the same. The code's going to be the same. It's just going to be a matter of trying which IDE you like and getting used to it. So we're going to be using Eclipse. I'd recommend you try using Eclipse just for following along, but feel free to use whatever Java IDE you'd like. So once you go ahead and launch Eclipse for the first time after you've installed it on your computer, which, by the way, you just need to download it and drag it into your program files on a Windows PC, or if you're on a Mac, just drag it into your applications folder, and you should be able to just go ahead and click on the icon and launch Eclipse. So the first thing you're going to see when you launch Eclipse is actually the option to select a workspace, and mine's just going to be in my Documents folder, and it's just going to be in a directory called Workspace. So you can create whatever you want for your workspace, but I'm just using the default, and it works pretty well. So just hit OK, and then it's going to load up. So we're just going to give that a few seconds here. And this also goes without saying, before you start writing code, you should probably also make sure you have the Java runtime environment installed, or the JRE, and the Java development kit installed, or the JDK. You might want to restart your computer before you go up and before you start installing Eclipse and everything like that, just to make sure everything's installed. But once you've installed Eclipse, you should be ready to go, and we'll pick up where we left off in the next tutorial when we're going to start writing our first Java program. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the comments below. You can also follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/JamieMCG, where you can ask questions as well. Thank you.